this bridge. I'm all city, all state.
Always I can see you in the gym. I'm that boy, you so slim. Anyway, we gon' win. Let's get it in.
I'm not him. I'm quick to flip the whole script, whole trip. If my dad don't get him, then I got him.
Who shot him?
If I spot him, then it's mega, more points for me.
Couldn't see me with binoculars. Turn me loud when you rocking us.
1 to the 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm holding it, that front line. The bandwagon, never, ever,
ever. J-O-Z.
SB,
Time to pull that lever back and forth. We the best.
Best to pull it off.
Best to get it riggy right all day through the niggy night. My passion for rapping, I'm slashing.
Got competition crashing.
Spit bars, climb blasting. I squish them when I splash them.
See me on your TV, radio, we lit the web up.
You witnessing the lotus.
Don't hate on me because you're bogus.
I flow this here, you dig. I'm with the prince, something big.
I'm with Mr. Imperial. Eat them up like here we go.
Crush you in the first verse. All my ops gon' need a nurse.
We gon' blow it till it bursts. Keep it litty in my city.
We keep it colder than Pluto.
This that Son and Pops duo.
This that Son and Pop duo. This that Son and Pops duo.
We gon' get it. 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 We done did it. We gon' get it. We gon' get it. We gon' get did it. We gon' get it. We gon' get it. We done did it. We gon' get 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 it. We done did it. We gon' get 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 it. We done did it.
Yes. Good morning, family. I'm Dr. Jazz Imperial. My peoples is not here right at the moment, but we gonna go in. It's hump day. Hope everybody's gonna have a good day today. It's one of them days I didn't want to wake up. You know, you're a little tired. Gotta hit the gym. That's how it is. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Neo facing backlash from the alphabet crew. We got migrants coming in, record numbers. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I just see money signs, because it's gonna cost us. We're paying for all of this. You know, we're paying for all of this stuff going on, and I really believe a lot of people, because the complaints that I'm hearing, a lot of people they're not going for this. They didn't agree with this, and they damn sure wouldn't have voted for it. You know, I thought this was a democratic society that we're living in, but I guess not. I guess not. There's definitely things up in the air that don't supposed to be. Yes. We got problems even at the border. Check this out. We got border officers fire pepper balls. Okay, fire pepper balls at migrants attempting mass entry.
KTSM 9 News at 10.
Check it out.
I'm Andy Morgan, and this comes after rumors that were being spread by cartel members telling migrants the border is open to asylum seekers. KTSM 9 News reporter Shelby Kapp is live near the U.S.-Mexico border. And Shelby, the migrants didn't get across, but I understand that they were on the other side of a border gate, and that's where you are right now. Is that right?
Andy and Natasha, that border gate is directly behind me, and that is actually for trains to pass through. But exactly, those migrants didn't pass that gate. However, federal officials do confirm that pepper balls were deployed and that people were throwing rocks at that gate. They were trying to attempt to cross into the U.S.
Wow.
Here you can see hundreds of migrants at the border, some pushing on a closed border gate. As border officers and agents position themselves right in front of the locked gate, federal officials confirm that pepper balls were deployed and people can be seen running away. It happened on a railroad crossing between the Stanton and Paso del Norte bridge called the Puente Negro. Migrants speaking with our crews across the border.
They say we're the aggressive ones. No, we're not. All we want to do is cross over. Nothing but good people here, hardworking.
Some say they are frustrated.
There was a lot of fear. It got out of control. People trying to desperately cross. Women with children because they already have several months waiting for their appointment. People get frustrated.
After Border Patrol warned of rumors being spread by cartels saying the border was open, Border Network for Human Rights says migrants are confused.
Well, they were trying to actually ask to be processed in the United States because, again, there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of confusion.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection sending us a statement regarding the incident, reading in part, quote,
This is crazy. This is crazy. And those who fail to use one of the many lawful pathways we have expanded will be presumed ineligible for asylum, and if they do not have a basis to remain, will be subject to prompt removal. Come on now, this is getting out of hand. And you know, my take on it is, what did you expect? Like, what did you expect? You know, you open the doors, you bringing people over without being vetted, you know, and you expect people, hey, good morning, how you doing, MFC?
Good morning. Salute.
Yeah, we're talking about this migrant situation, you know, and it's just getting to the point where, you know,
cross the border illegally, that they could be subject to a 5-year ban and will be ineligible to seek asylum. Back to you.
wow. So 5-year ban. Okay, did we not forget that guy that, you know, shot up the family? He came, what, 5, 6 times back and forth?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, this is unacceptable. And my main reason to it is you can't do this anywhere.
That's true. This is the only country it's happening in.
No, so you know, like, you know, shoot, we're paying for this. You know, our kids are gonna pay for this. This is how long this is gonna go. When the blowback comes, you know, we're paying for this stuff. And man, that's right. It's voting season. Make sure you vote for the right person.
Yeah, because a lot of states, they're just like, you know, a lot of states, they're not getting the money from Washington, so they have to exhaust their money.
Oh.
And a lot of states don't have the money.
Yeah,
it's really crazy. It's really crazy. But again, and this is
so
something
where
where
are they gonna get the money? You know, not to mention, when you bring people over, we're paying for that for a minute. Remember, they have to get set up and everything, and you're doing this record numbers. So, yeah.
Well, see, that's the other problem. Also, is it's not just New York. There's so many different cities, the bigger cities. They're using the hotels because after the lockdown, a lot of hotels they didn't rebound. You know, tourists isn't nothing like it was years ago. So pre-pandemic. So that's why they're using the hotels. A lot of the hotels, you know, are being now used as these shelters and stuff like that. Some of these hotels are $300, $400 a day, and they're paying this. You know, they're paying this, and so then again, it's like so many you can see it's they're piling up in the city and stuff like that, and a lot of these you know, like what we call the suburban area outside the city limits. A lot of those places, their own little mayors and stuff and councils have gotten together and they said, no, don't send no buses here. We can't accommodate them, you know, because a lot of small towns, they don't have a lot of medical facilities. You know, it's, you know, a lot of stuff they do get is from like little churches and stuff. So they're not equipped. These little small towns that may have 500-600 people in there, they're not equipped to take in thousands of people.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's why you have them on the street. And that's even making
that's why
worse.
a lot of people
we already had a homeless problem that's getting out of control now.
Yes, and unfortunately, the homeless problem of the people that are homeless in your own town, okay, those should be considered priority 1, and this category should be considered category 2. It's not. It's reverse.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, just come over here.
Yeah, look at that.
Come over here, and we'll give it all to you. You know, if it's not going good in the country, you know. So that's the point where you know, who voted this in? Because I'm damn sure if they would have brought this up on the ballot, you know, hey, this is what I'm supporting. You know, I doubt very highly if people would have voted for these people.
And this is what people are saying across the country.
Migrants mostly come from Africa and Latin America. Most of them don't speak English and don't know what to do, as many were told at the border they'll get shelter in New York.
What was you saying, MFC?
Yeah, no, I was saying that's the other issue too. How they're just explaining about language barrier and stuff like that. They don't have enough translators because you know it's not like just one little language. You got to have translators and stuff, and that's why you see the people outside that's what I was explaining. They're scared to. They're around the outside of the hotels for like 3 days, and they're scared to lose their spot because they don't know the language and stuff like that, and there's no translators, so they're not moving. So they're sitting in the street the whole time. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna come back on all of us.
Temporary work permits for migrants so they can have money to buy food and accommodations.
Plans put in place has been incredibly distressing to see.
Activists are pushing to expedite temporary work permits for migrants so they can have money to buy food and accommodations.
Wow.
The migrants don't want to be in shelter for the rest of their lives. They're here just to get a little bit opportunity to get out. And once they get a little job or something that they can help their families, we're already experiencing them going elsewhere and going other places where they can build community.
New York.
Yeah, but what about the homeless?
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. So, okay, they have rules in place that when you come into the country this way, you can't get jobs for like, I think it's prohibited to get jobs for like 9 months or something like that, or until you get vested. It's different things, but so they're trying to see about going around that. That's what Mayor Adams is trying to do, to try to speed that up. But then think about it. Okay, what about the people that already live in New York City that are looking for jobs? Or what about the same, again, it goes right back. What about the homeless people that we already have here that the city has a problem of providing for, because it's so many more people that are homeless now because of the way the rents are. People are losing their apartments.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really, really bad. Some people, not only, everybody doesn't have a car. That's the other thing too, because it's a city, like a large city with 8.5 million people. Everybody doesn't have a car. So it's not like, okay, we're going to just live in our car and just camp out. You know, everybody doesn't have that, you know, so it's really, really crazy. So this is like, you know, and then again, trying to get help. That's why you have some people, and this is something that they have brought out to the front, is that some people that get bused here, they're like, so they get on another bus and they go either out to other states, either Washington, D.C. or Chicago, to any other state, you know. But because remember, Texas is not, they're not, Texas is making sure that the homeless people that they have, they take care of those people first. And then when they got to the max in the beginning, when they got to the max, then they shut it down. They said, don't send any more because we have no more space. Those instructions were ignored from their governor. And that's the reason why every time a bus comes in, he turns it and it goes somewhere else. So
wow.
It's yeah. And like you said, when you're out there in California and stuff like that, and you could see in Los Angeles and different parts, you know, of California and stuff, and you can see the homelessness of the residents there, not counting the influx of the migrants. Right? This is crazy. You know, this is, you know, even in San Francisco, which is supposed to be, you know, the most expensive place, people are running from that place in droves.
Well, yeah, they're messing it up.
The safety is done. And then they passed that law. They just passed the law in a lot of these other states. That law passed for us last January.
And what's that?
Not this January. The law that basically there's no, unless it's a violent crime, there's no bail and you're just released and stuff like that. So it's, you know, so it's like lawless. So you could do robberies and things like that. And it's, you know,
this is what they do.
Carjackings. Yeah.
These are trendy hotels.
This is good food, but they don't want to eat it. They said they don't like it.
Now, what you just saw is this huge amount of food that's been thrown away daily at this big New York City hotel that's being used to house illegal immigrants. Now, according to this whistleblower, more than 36,400 have come to New York City in the last few months, and city officials have put them up in at least 14 hotels one of them being the Row in Times Square.
Hmm?
Now, that's where the pictures that you're seeing right now were taken.
Yep.
My next guest, Felipe Rodriguez, says
The Row. Wow, that's an expensive hotel.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Man, whoa. Yeah, and they don't want to eat the food, so that food is being thrown away. This
Exactly.
I don't get it at all. It has to be a rhyme or reason to this, because all through growing up, and sure, I grew up in New York, and they didn't take care of the homeless like this. Not even halfway like this.
No,
They,
no.
there was hospitals
You
when I
get
was a little
phones,
kid.
you
They
get
were
cell
crazy.
phones.
They called them crazy hospitals. One of my friend's mother used to work at one. They cut costs on them where they don't have them anymore. So they should be taking care of that first before you bring over a bunch of people that are not even vetted. Not to mention, we have problems with other parts of the world. So you could be bringing in. Remember, not too long ago we had 9/11. Hello, there's terror cells all over the world. So these are things that damn sure, not to mention, as we said, you can't do this anywhere else. So, the other people, just like how the cartels, they told those people, go to the border. Oh, go to the border. They just gonna let you through. And I bet you they was doing that to bring smoke to the left side so we could go on the right side. That's a good tactic.
Well, I'll tell you this. Whereas I know the mayor and governor has basically like begged big corporations to make their employees go back into work, into the office full time. And the companies are saying, nope. Besides the fact of now what the situation is, they don't want their employees, because remember, like I said again, you guys see the train stations, around the train stations. Like you said, in other places, there's tents.
Hotels they messing up. I'm looking at these pictures.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The sandwiches aren't good
GM
enough.
has
The
directed us
sandwiches
that we're
weren't
not
good enough for
allowed
them.
to tell them nothing, and practically they have carte blanche at the route.
So Felipe, so what you would say is that you don't see this sort of expected gratitude for free housing, free food, obviously shelter in a city where rent is very expensive. You're not seeing a lot of that.
The highest damn near.
When there was a time in 2017 where I paid a lot of money to house my wife and my kids, and I paid cable, I paid gas, I paid light, I paid my car payments. There was a lot of stuff that I had to be responsible for. Fortunately for the migrants, they got the government of the United States to hand them carte blanche to pretty much do as they wish. They go in and out of the hotel at will. You got people sick in there. They're spreading all type of illnesses, chicken pox, COVID, what you may have, and nobody is telling them they can't do that. So right now, the ones that have all the power, the migrants, the hotel workers lost their power at the hotel. The GM doesn't have our back. I guess all he cares about is making the money that he's making. But
I don't want to turn this into a personal grievance about the GM or how the hotel is run. What we're interested in, Felipe, is what's happening with the use of taxpayer dollars. New York, it's estimated, has spent about $1 billion. That's the estimate on the illegal immigrants in New York City, including the housing that you're seeing. Now, we're showing pictures of weed, marijuana that you said was found at the hotel. So how did you find it? Or you didn't find it? Do you know who this belonged to?
I collected it. The marijuana there was a fight in the lobby. I was there that night, and one of the migrants was drunk, and he took a swung on a security officer, hit him in the head. The security for the hotel took him down. The NYPD responded, and when the NYPD entered the hotel, there was a couple of teenagers by the stairs of the lobby to go into the top lobby. And when they seen the cops, they just dropped the weed on the stairs. And I seen it, so I took pictures of it and I collected it and gave it to security.
Well, Felipe, if all Americans could see what you've witnessed just in the last few months at this hotel, in one sentence, what do you think they'd say?
It's a disgrace.
Well, that sums it up.
Yep. It is a disgrace, you know. And I hope nobody gets no sour feelings, because this is not intended for that. But I was raised, and it's common sense. Okay, you can't take care of somebody else's house unless your house is taken care of first.
That's right.
The proper way, and that's just, you know, same thing. Like, you can't love somebody unless you love yourself.
That's true.
You know,
That's
and
true.
you know, in here we've had a problem. Okay, not to mention, okay, coming off the crack era, which is still going now. Okay, because it just morphed into fentanyl. All right, we have major problems here. And before the crack era, we had heroin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's coming back too.
No, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, but it's even deadlier now, MFC. You know why?
Yeah.
They got that fentanyl in it. So you're playing Russian roulette.
Yes.
Like you didn't do in the 60s to the 80s. You did some H, and you kind of, you know, if you did a little extra, you might OD. But now it's really Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Okay. So it makes no sense, and I hope people really step out. Like, I hear a lot of people in our communities talking about, "Oh, don't vote. We don't have nobody to vote for." And yeah, you know what? We need to put somebody in place. But this is worse than a communist country.
Well, what's going to end up happening is that because I'll use New York as an example versus another example. New York, because it's so big, okay, if you don't work and you don't live inside the city, because, you know, you got it's millions of dollars for a lot of these high rises and stuff like that. So the average worker cannot live in inside the inner city. They live in the outside boroughs like Queens, Brooklyn, you know, Staten Island. So we get away from that, and we don't see that. Okay, it's not as bad as Manhattan because they're in all these hotels. But the thing is that with a smaller town, and you have that, you're going to see this right away. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, you know, everybody has to get involved. And I know this is something that they're barking back and forth, but it's like it's to me, it's moving too slow. It's moving too slow. They've been talking about this for more than a year.
No, we had that.
And now it's the summertime. So remember, we just had, for here in New York, the other week, we had a heat wave. Okay. And I know in most places, like the other day, it just rained for no reason.
We had it here. Same thing.
And it rained crazy. So these people in the street. So, okay, what's going to happen in the wintertime? Because this isn't something that's going to be fixed.
What's going to happen when they start passing them codes around? You're in close proximity like that, like he was saying.
Well, that's going to be the other thing.
They're not sitting around, MFC, not to cut you up, but they're not sitting around. You got areas that were nice, okay, all throughout the Bronx that have been invaded. They're selling narcotics.
Yeah.
I got friends that telling me this. I got to ask another friend, because I'm like, no, even in the drug era, okay, during the crack era, these were neighborhoods that weren't even, you know, certain neighborhoods you would sell drugs, certain neighborhoods you wouldn't. And these are neighborhoods that you just wouldn't. Not to mention they have a lot of cameras. So I'm like, whoa, are they getting away with this? You talking about, you know what I mean, Bedford Park, you know what I mean, upper damn near Riverdale. You didn't do that before. And like you were saying, they're getting in fights, you know, so that, you know, and you got to remember, if you're not being vetted, you could be lawless. But I want to answer this comment right here. Stacks was saying, Dr. Josh, you're way too smart for Fox News, brother. You know, yeah, no, but yeah, it's all over though. It's all over, Stacks De Niro. You know.
No, it's true. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's not just Fox. It's everybody's reporting, and that damn sure I know what you're saying about Fox News, because they're definitely off for the time.
Yeah, but this is definitely, and this is, and again, like I was saying, the reporters a lot of reporters have been banded in the sense that they're not allowed to talk to the migrants at all.
Well,
to get information and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, so it's or even the workers and stuff like that. You know, so it's
But that's why we need to take we meaning this underground reporting needs to step out. We're not signed to anybody, you know, and that's not really happening as much. But no, I see what you're saying, MFC, because I'm like, you don't see a lot of exclusive. You know, I usually they would grab a couple of them, do a nice little exclusive, you know, interview. They're not really doing that. So you got to look at that. But this is what's that mayor in New York? What's his name? Adams.
Adams, yep.
Man, y'all need to get rid of him. Listen.
Is expected to stress the severe financial burden this situation continues to put on the city, and it comes as buses continue to arrive here at a relentless pace, with the city struggling.
Y'all need to get rid of him.
Asylum seekers shelter. There are also concerns about the upcoming school year, with an influx of migrant children entering the school system. Eyewitness News reporter Janice Yu live outside the Roosevelt Hotel, this intake center in Midtown, with the latest developments.
In the Roosevelt?
What the morning, Janice? Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. The mayor asked yesterday for New Yorkers to step up and help out with this crisis. He says this is beyond just what the city can do. He says stop asking what the mayor is doing, but instead step up and help in any way they can. We are expecting more buses of migrants to arrive here at the Roosevelt Hotel any minute now. And yesterday, more buses arrived at the Port Authority. And for those who are arriving on those buses, they're walking to the Roosevelt. Now, the city will be opening a shelter on soccer fields on Randall's Island and a relief center at the former Creedmoor Psychiatric Center in Queens. The first shelter on Randall's Island cost $16 million, and it shut down just weeks later due to lack of use. This time, both of these new facilities will reportedly be state funded. Meanwhile, Mayor Adams says he's in constant contact with the state regarding the crisis, but the city has yet to get the federal help it needs. And with the lack of help and no end in sight, Adams says we could see what happened in front of the Roosevelt Hotel happen again. Remember, last week, migrants were sleeping on the sidewalk with the line wrapped around the building. And he says it's not out of the question. If help doesn't come, scenes like that could pop up again.
We can't do this alone. This is an all hands on deck. The dollars coming in are not equaling the dollars that we have to pay going out. So we're going to do our part to the best of our abilities within the financial restraint, but we have a real call. We need every New Yorker that has something to offer to play a role.
And again, the news of the new planned facilities not going over well with some community members. Yesterday evening, hundreds of people protested the city's plan to build the relief center at the former Creedmoor Psychiatric Center.
That's right. You guys get out there and you let them know you're not having it. That's exactly
well, let me tell you, and this is what Mayor Adams was saying and a few months ago, and people, they didn't even respond. They didn't even feel it justified a response. What he wanted the people of New York City to do, say you have an apartment and you could take, or even a house, and you could take one of your rooms and rent out to one of the migrants, and they'll pay you. Okay, but meanwhile, like I said, it's so backed up that it's going to take up to 10 years for people to be vetted. So now, again, the average person, as soon as they said that, they did like a little, interview kind of thing real quick. And it was like 10 out of 10. It was definitely a no-go. Okay. Because now you're talking about bringing someone into your home, and what happens if there's something, it doesn't go well, and stuff like that. And now you're putting children and family members or whatever. So for some money. So even the people that have homes, and they that would be great, because that's what they're trying to dangle that carrot. Oh, well, you know how mortgages, everything's real expensive right now. So you go ahead and do 1 or 2 rooms, and I forgot how much they're willing to pay per day, or something like that. I don't know if it's $100 a week, or it's a crazy amount of money. So again, this is money coming from where?
Take that. I know some people that'll take
but
it.
There's,
it's definitely
I'm telling you,
like you said, it's going to be a lot of nightmares, because these are different. One, it's different cultures,
and language barriers. So how do you get into a place and the person doesn't speak your language? You don't speak their language.
No,
how you it's
well,
a lot.
it would be looked at the same as, like, say you're renting a room, for example.
It's a lot.
But like you were saying, these are people that have not been vetted. You don't know what the hell they was doing in their country.
And
You don't know
remember, in a lot of these,
what
in
type
a lot
of
of other
skills
countries,
they have,
they
what type
haven't
of
they haven't been
finishes they have.
immunized. Right? They haven't been vaccinated, immunized. So you
Yeah,
don't know.
that's what I was worried about. I was like, man, when they came over
Yes.
here, okay, like the guy was saying with the sicknesses and everything, because I know like
Yes.
certain countries, especially in Africa, you have to take special shots for
Yes.
malaria and things like that. So by
Yep.
them coming here, you know, I know one thing about with traveling, shit, even the water. I remember when I went over to, you know what I'm saying? I got sick in
Yeah.
Jamaica because, and this is in
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know, you go to certain countries, you know, your body's not used to their foods.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's a whole bunch of things that, you know, we're talking about, but they supposed to have think tanks for these things, you
Yeah.
know?
And at the same time, while all this is the main focus, what about the people that live in this city that are homeless?
That's
That
what I just
population
said.
is being put to the back part because it's not like you go get cell phones
Okay.
and all this other stuff, and then you just, oh, I'm not eating that food, so I'm throwing it away. Then they show you it wasn't just a few little things. It's a lot. Oh, I don't eat this. I don't eat this. I don't eat that. And then a lot of the hotels were saying how, you know, they don't, people that come, they don't clean behind themselves. It's a lot of beer bottles and all kinds of stuff, almost like a
It's a
frat house.
party, MFC. It's a
Yeah.
party. Just think, okay, and this, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't be blamed, but you give me $1 every day, and then you stop giving me $1, you can't complain because I complain about it. Just like you bringing me over here, I'm not working. I'm
Yeah.
not. Now you all of a sudden you're gonna get these people in the workforce when you know what I mean. Not saying that they're lazy, but you know this is open
No.
season for them. You know
But what
is
it is that they opened the floodgates about 2 years ago.
yeah.
I think it's been going on almost 2 years now, and basically saying anyone that wants to come can come to the United States.
Mhm.
Come to the borders. Basically, that's what they're saying. Come to the borders. You'll be let in. Okay, and you know,
Yes,
so
but they're also stopping things. I told you I have a friend that he was married, still has not had his interview.
yeah,
Okay, and they're
because they're
fumbling
backed
around
up.
with his paperwork. You know why? Like you said, and that's what his lawyer just told him. Okay, I
Yeah,
talked to him like 2 days ago. You know what they told him? They're backed up. They don't have the
yeah,
workforce anymore. What? He went
yep,
the legal way. And this is a person that let his visa, you know what I mean, go out. He got married
yep,
with somebody, fell in love with, did it the right
yep.
way. And here it is. And he needs these certain papers because he's trying to go back for some property that he has over in England.
I'm
But this
telling you,
is
it's.
crazy.
But this, I'm
So
telling
you know
you,
what I'm
this
saying?
is.
Like that should be, like you said, that should be not even number one, number
Yeah,
zero. Let's take care of the people that are here doing it the right way.
yeah.
Mm.
It's a shame in that sense because I feel anyone that comes here, okay, you know, if it's done, it has to be not only planned out but executed. You got to have, you know, it's just like a job. You know, you open up a new restaurant or something. You got to have different areas taken care of.
Yeah.
You can't just that day. Oh, the burner's not working, or this isn't working, or this isn't. You know, the food didn't come in. Oh, we can't get this thing. Does anybody know how to make the coffee? You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. So the reality is, and this is where a lot of I'm trying to think of the name of the group, but these are the people that these are what we call our street warriors. They come out, they advocate for everything, and
NWA.
they're up in their face. Okay, so
Public enemy.
governors and mayors don't like these people because they're up in their face all the time. This. How come we're not doing this? How come we're not doing this? And we need to do this.
No,
And it's
everybody
like,
needs to get on that. Everybody
you
needs to
know,
get on that page now.
yeah. So, but they, you know, but people, believe me, they are in a lot of places. They are, but it's kept quiet because
They are,
if
but MFC, what I'm seeing is they're passing the potato. That's what.
Right, because
Same
at
way
the
they did
same
these
time,
migrants. Remember, they would send them from one state to one state, and
yes,
you handle this problem.
yeah, and I also I look at it. I'm not just looking at the people. I'm looking at the children. Look how many people that are bringing children, and look at the stuff that they've done. And that's something else. Like there was so many people crossing, and there wasn't enough of the officers at the border patrol. Okay, they had to put those buoys up. Now with
Yeah.
those buoys, is that what's that
That floats in the
barbed
water you're
wire?
talking about?
There's
Yeah.
barbed wire. So there's dead bodies. So people try to go through the buoys, and there's dead bodies. Okay, and and so the bottom line is, if you they're warned, don't go those buoys. They're dangerous. Don't do that. But people are still trying to do it, and so they're just leaving the bodies on the
Wow.
It's so I'm just saying. So it's really, and it's so out of hand that it's and the thing is that as the months go by, then it should be that people sit down and say, well, you know what, this is how many people we know, okay? Because this is what you do when you're running a company, okay? That CEO would say, this is what do we need? We get our think tank, and what do we need to make this work? Okay, we need 1,500 border patrols. Okay, let's get that done. Bring out either military or whatever that has the training and stuff like that. Boom. Now again, it's about money. Where are you gonna get this money from? Well, wait a minute. You guys are the ones that said open the borders, so you got to have all this stuff plotted out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then again, where you can't, and that's what again the governors. You got to have a meeting, and that's what Washington didn't do. Washington should have met with all their governors and discussed this. It was never a meeting, and that's why a lot of the governors talked up. This was never discussed.
Yep, that's why that Democrat and Republican thing needs to stop.
To a group of migrants crossing the Rio Grande.
No pueden, no los expongan los
Those are
niños.
Don't miss the
The
kids.
group from Colombia and Honduras struggles their way across the river, losing some of their belongings along the way, but closely clutching the 2 children with them.
Wow.
The buoys, they haven't stopped anyone. As you can see, there's a group coming through right now.
State troopers helped the migrant group get to safety and treated them for dehydration before taking them into custody. But on Thursday, 2 bodies were discovered in this remote and shallow stretch of the Rio Grande. The body of the first migrant, a 20-year-old from Honduras, was found by Texas troopers tangled in the controversial barrier buoys, which stretch roughly the length of 3 soccer fields. Later, Mexican authorities found another body 3 miles upstream. Investigators are trying to find out what led to their deaths. Mexican officials blame them on the floating barrier. Yet a spokesperson for Texas Governor Greg Abbott disagrees, saying the Mexican government is flat out wrong. To be clear, preliminary information points to the first drowning occurring before the body was even near the barriers. The floating barriers are part of Governor Abbott's $5 billion border security plan. What do you think? Do they need to stay or go, in your opinion?
They don't change anything. It doesn't deter, it doesn't stop, it doesn't do anything.
Abbott has also been busing thousands of migrants to Democrat-led cities.
I thought President Biden would send me a thank you note for what Texas is doing to secure the border.
Wow.
Yep.
You'd have never believed me if I would have told you this stuff a couple of years ago.
Yep. And see, for people, and this is something that I've always looked at, for people that are near the border, what they call border towns, those are the people that elected officials should be talking to, not someone like us in New York. We're dealing with our regular strife here, right? The border part is thousands and thousands of miles away, but for those bordering towns, it's right there. It's right there in their face. So, those towns and states and people, those are the ones that should be talked to, and and
they should have worked out a better plan. And
yes, and it definitely has to be done a lot better. Okay, these people, and then that's the other part too, which a lot of people, they talk about, but they don't talk about. It's like, how are all these people getting all these thousands of miles? Because you have organizations that's busing them to one leg, to the other leg, to the other leg, to the other leg.
We're paying for that. Remember, this is gas money, just like this. And then,
this is before they even get to Mexico.
They won't give us reparations, okay, for black slavery. But here it is. You could fit the bill for billions, not millions, billions at the flim. No voting for it. No, let's have these meetings. Let's have these think tanks, and you just giving it to people.
This is something for people to think about. If we really have a problem and our money crashes and the grid crashes, now what's going to happen? Okay.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen. Total
I'm just
chaos.
saying, just
Total
think
chaos.
about that. So,
Yeah, but
okay.
we gotta get to the next lane we about to go into today, and that will be Neo. Are you familiar with Neo? Neo's a R&B singer, right? And he made some comments, and it's been taken, I think, a little out of context. Check it out. They're throwing him under the fire for his
I
opinion.
have no issue with the LBG. I have no problem with with nobody. Okay,
Right.
love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rock.
Me
Now,
too.
you could identify as a goldfish if you feel it.
Right.
I don't care.
agree.
That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not gonna call you a
Right.
goldfish, but you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all good.
Amen.
I mean,
Well
yeah,
said.
it's just we live in a weird time, man. We do. We live in a time where a person will have a mental breakdown in front of their camera.
Right.
Wait, let me white balance. No one's right.
That's crazy, right?
What the hell is that? Like, if you are of sound mind enough to find the light,
Right.
and
exactly.
then break down,
Exactly.
ain't nothing wrong with you. Cut
Right.
that- man.
No, there is something wrong with
Whatever,
you.
there's something wrong with you.
Right.
There ain't nothing wrong with you. Like, man.
Right,
it's just-
right.
I don't
You're
know.
you're adding to it. It's not how we deal with life.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and a lot of people want pity, self-pity.
And
I don't
listen,
like that.
that was one thing that was not allowed in the house that I grew up in. It's like, okay, get your cry out,
Right.
give that its moment. But once it's done, keep moving.
That's right.
We're not going to sit and dwell in sorrow. We're not going to
No.
sit and dwell in anger. We're going to give those emotions the moment that they deserve.
Amen.
We're going to respect those emotions. But then we're going to get up and continue moving, because it's not about the fall. You can fall a million times. You get up 1,000,001. That's the way I was raised.
Me too.
Yeah, like, all right, that hurt. Go ahead, cry.
Now they pamper, oh my God, and
Trigger
let's go to the
warnings.
hat-
What the
right.
hell is a trigger warning?
Yes, exactly.
It's just when I
It
just
is
don't know
weird
when the world
times.
became so sensitive. Like comedians can't tell jokes no more.
No.
Like, everybody's offended.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's
Right.
a comedian.
Right.
It's a joke. You're not supposed to take it serious. It's a joke.
Right.
His literal job is to joke. And you
About
want-
everyone.
About everyone and
Right.
everything. And people want to get offended and like, don't say that. That's triggering. Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah,
Sit in your house by yourself.
exactly.
It annoys me. It annoys
I mean,
me.
anything can trigger you. A like.
Now, because of those comments that he made, right, about the Alphabet Crew, he's got some major backlash, which I feel personally is definitely unwanted. Persons have
I agree. I don't that's what I wanted too. And it's not that he's against it. He just said that, people could do what they want to do. That's their thing. He doesn't, and
What's wrong with being against it, though? That should be, it's not like he's
Well-
saying, oh, those people should go to hell and they should go into the fire. And he's basically giving his opinion. And this is the thing, and I will say it, on any platform. Okay, you cannot take unnatural and try to make it natural. Bottom line,
right.
and that's just just like now how they're disrespecting females, even describing a female. Now, if you don't think that's wrong, then you really need to look in the mirror, and you're claiming somebody's having discriminated, acts towards you, and you're doing the same thing just because I don't agree with you. Let's
Yeah.
agree to disagree. Not to mention,
Yeah.
it's not like because they dealt with a lot of harm. Okay, that community, the Alphabet community, dealt with a
Yeah.
lot of harm through the years. So I get it to a degree, but what I don't
Yeah.
get is you damn sure don't annihilate a kid at a young age. Let them be who they are. If they're gonna be that way,
It's
let
true.
them morph into that. Don't
It's true.
because I grew up with a lot of kids, even in the dance community. A lot of guys that thought they were gay and now they have kids. Now they're married.
Yeah.
People change. You could change even the opposite way. Nothing's wrong with that.
No.
See, just like nothing's wrong with an opinion. Now, if you say, for example, you know, oh, all black people, they're just violent. That's just in them. They just have to be violent. Now, that's a wrong assumption.
Right.
But
Exactly.
you know what I mean? But still, that's your opinion, you know, and you can try to break it down. And that's what building is. That's what debating is.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't, oh, you don't agree with me. 3 + 3 is 7. Oh, I'm going to kill you. No, if I'm wrong, tell me how I'm wrong. Enlighten me.
Yeah.
Not, you know what I mean? Give me that knowledge. So that's the part. That's where we're at now, I see.
Yeah.
You know, we're at the point now where, you know, the people that don't understand, give them understanding. You know, but
Right. And for
remember,
the people that don't, and for the, okay, there's always going to be people that look, and they're going to say what you do, and it's which is true. What you do in your own household or on your lane or whatever, you know, good. All right. We don't have a problem with that. Nobody has a problem with that. Okay. But when it comes to the point of it being either, you know, being, like you said, coming into your house now, in the sense that now if your children going to school are being indoctrinated into this and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, being forced to wear dresses or this, that, or whatever the case is in classroom without permission, that's going way off. And then just like certain teachings, that's definitely way off. Okay. And again, you know, having more than your female, what is that? Female, male, and non-binary or something like that. Yeah, binary. And it's like, wait a minute. And like the government says, you're either one or the other when you're born. Okay. And so, but
that's
again,
going to change up, it looks like. Oh,
they're trying to change that up, but the government part, that they're not going to do that. The military, no, they're not doing that. But
okay.
yeah.
Remember,
But
MFC, at one time, you had it where you couldn't even be in the military. Okay. You had to be in the closet, as they say. Then it
that's
became
true. Even in
where,
sports.
which made no
Even in
sense.
sports.
You can be gay, but you can't admit it. Like that part I didn't get.
Right.
So that's why I trust me, I understand. I have family members that are gay that have dealt with, you know, craziness. In before this generation, you had to be in the closet. It was a big thing where, say, for example, two females, right? They would have to say, "Oh, that's my friend," or "That's my close friend I live with." They couldn't come out, you know what I mean? Because it was ostracized.
Definitely
So
marriages. Remember, marriages weren't legal
no,
in a lot of
and
places.
I get it as far as passing on that wealth because you want to be married. So that part, I agree. It should have never been where they couldn't marry. But you got to remember who we're dealing with. Remember, not too long ago, different races couldn't even marry and intermingle.
That's true.
Okay,
That's true.
you know what I mean. So you have to look at, you know, in a little bit of time, this is all going to look like, So we have to be mindful of what we're accepting, what we're letting in.
It's true.
Because real close. Remember, I'm out here in LA where they have a pedophile law, okay, that they passed where you can be a kid and give consent to another man, another grown ass man. You know what I mean? So then next, what it'll be is, you know, you have your own choice, because if you could have your own choice to have an operation, a sex change operation, for example, right? Then that's going to go into where already it's to the point where you can't really chastise your kid like you used to, right? So once you take away that power, next thing you know, you're taking away the power of your kid could date whoever they want. They could be 8 years old. They could be 9 years, you know. Now, you think pedophiles are going to disappear? No. They're coming out in droves, which they are now anyway.
Yeah.
And what they're
And
doing
that's
is,
what they're pushing also regarding these operations on kids at like 10, 11, 12 years old. You know, that you need to like wait till they're older. But again, like I said, to me, I look at it, look, while this stuff is being battled on another front, okay, for, you know, the rights and stuff. Like I said, I feel whatever you do in your household or how you run your household, that's fine. And your lifestyle and stuff, it's great, okay? But it's just like, say I clean my household a different way. I can't push how I clean my household into the way you clean your household.
but
I
that's what
can't
it
tell
is.
you what to put in your refrigerator, what I put in my refrigerator. Doesn't go like that. Your family may not eat the foods that my family eats. Okay.
Well,
but you know, so it's
I got a guy. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Like I said, my thing is that look, that I feel it's been a battle. I know it's been an upward battle, and they're still battling for a lot of things because that was the other thing too. A lot of places they couldn't even move to, and stuff like that. You had to keep it quiet, like you said. Everything had to be hidden in the closet and stuff like that. So yeah, so now everyone's being that group is being recognized, and they're given their thing.
Well, here's a gay guy. His name is Jason Lee. He does some shows, Hollywood something, and he's basically going at Neo, and he's calling out TK Kirkland and Gloria Velez.
About the gay community is crazy because I don't know if you're peddling homophobia. I don't even know if you even know that you're peddling homophobia, but I saw you like my Instagram, so you're aware of who I am. And I just got off the phone with DJ Vlad, your boss, because I wanted to give him respect, because I do have respect for him before I said what I was going to say. Now, those of you that are peddling homophobia.
And see, this turns into homophobia, which it isn't.
It's not homophobia.
Defending certain things that we all agreed with to make you all justified in being homophobic. That's the shit I'm addressing today. Because why I got emotional is, as much as I push the culture, the black culture, the culture, I'm also gay. So I'm going to also push and promote the gay community. And I'm going to defend them too when you're wrong. And I dare any of you motherfuckers there that want to jump on the bandwagon to do some slick, shady shit, support them. I dare you. Because all of you out there, sexual, assaulty motherfuckers, and with, cheating on your wives, all that shit will come out. Because I'm thinking of a new show called Dirty Laundry, where I just lay all your shit. I don't never out you. Are you bad?
Now, see, I want to stop that right there because I want to go into something.
Wow.
No. But this is the thing. Okay, anybody listening in the Alphabet Crew, you need to
but Neil, he didn't go all off like that.
You need to check. That's what I'm trying to say. You need to check people like this that are changing the narrative. Okay, because what he was talking about, what Neo was talking about, was his opinion, and the same thing that we're talking about today, basically, where let the kids be kids.
Right.
Not saying what you guys are doing wrong, and oh my God, you're going to hell, and this is not in the Bible, and nothing in that tone. Okay, and
right.
Neo said that he even started with that. So when you're making it something it's not. And then you're going, you're throwing evil into the fire. Oh, I'm going to start exposing people and whoa, where that came from? And I'm seeing that a lot, and people are accepting that. Why? Because they're scared to say something. Just like even Neo, he apologized and he backtracked because he realized, you got to stand on it. You got to stand on it, and
you had to stand.
And that's our problem with people nowadays, is to get along. People, I feel people's hustle game isn't there to where they have to accept things that they really don't believe. It happens all the time. You see somebody, they'll make a response and, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, because they have tours coming up, and look what they did to the baby. The baby, is a rapper. He said something on stage that was a little slick, but they say stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that was real crazy. He said something like, oh, if you want to get AIDS, you messing with somebody gay, something in that tone. And he's basically somewhat been blacklisted, but he's such a talented artist where, it's kind of hard to do that to him. So it's like I said, it's brand new. So of course people are gonna, get backlash. Just like, for example, with the black and white people getting married years ago, when it first was, accepted, of course you still was getting backlash because this was something that didn't happen. Same thing with females voting. At one time, females could not vote. So once they started letting females vote for a little bit, you had to get a little bit of blowback. So that's where we're at now. The people in the Alphabet Crew need to shout out people like Jason Lee, for example, that are making this something it's not. Because
everybody's not like
that. You're giving them a bad look. Okay, the same way my sister, who's gay, she doesn't feel it's okay to indoctrinate this into kids. She doesn't feel that it's okay to go to schools and have drag queens twerking for kids. That's like me having, my stripper friends coming into a school, and would that be accepted? Not to mention, just like I had to check a gay couple in my shop. Okay, two gay guys, they were talking about their sex acts, and I explained to them, you know how disrespectful that is? That's like me talking about how I bet my girl over yesterday, I'm doing this and that. You know what I mean? I get it. Nobody's disrespecting you, but have respect. That's same true. Way you would tell a heterosexual couple, and their thing was, oh, there's no kids in here. It doesn't matter. That's just
That's
not, you know
true.
what I mean? Not to mention, we don't do it up in here like that. Like, we don't, you know what I mean? If anybody came, like I said, you came in, yo, she was sucking me off, and this is not the place
Yeah,
for
this is
that.
a place of business now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, and not to mention, like I explained to them, you're giving them a bad name. You're giving
That's
your
true.
community a bad name by doing that.
That's true. That's
You know,
true.
that's why I feel, that's why, like I told you, I don't say the N word, I don't say the B word, okay, and it has nothing to do with age, okay? And I got onto this, okay, for my daughter, who's a young
Yeah.
teenager, okay, really
Yeah.
broke it down, and we looking stupid. We
Yeah.
are looking stupid with a capital S, okay, running around like we're uncivilized, because that's how they talk about you at the dinner table. So you're
Yeah.
just making it more concrete by you acting up. Same way with the alphabet crew. Okay, you're
Yeah.
accepted in the door, and now you're acting up. You're going to things, and you're going overboard with it. But let's hear Jason Lee, MSC. But what you want to say before I get into
Oof. I don't know where to start.
All right,
No,
well,
but definitely he took it. No, he took it out of context, definitely, and he changed it, like you said, the narrative a whole way. Neo didn't go, and I would have, what Neo said was, like you said again, was his opinion. He didn't say anything negative, okay, and as he said, he supports them, okay. That's not his lifestyle, but he supports their group and stuff like that. So he never threw shade at all right. But like you said, this other person is like changing the whole narrative to it. So those are people you definitely have to. Yep.
Basketball players running around guzzling balls. I don't ever do that. All of you out there talking about parenting, but you leaving your. Hold on, let me get to it. So I saw this earlier, and Neo, yes, I got your number, but you didn't think of calling me as a consultant before you said this dumb shit. So I'm gonna address you straight on because people said that you were a homosexual. People say you were ugly. People talked about you. You gained a little weight. They said you fat. Okay, you ain't wrote a song like the Beyonce song
stay
in a
on
minute.
top
So
of Jason
people say
Lee.
you fell off, but I never hated on you. Even in Dubai, I showed you love. I always show you love. I text you good wishes. But you're talking about parenting. You the same. Okay, this is what you said in the interview. You said this on camera. And yeah, maybe you apologize, but I don't give a get to the internet fast enough. So here we are. And I gotta say this is an example for everybody watching, because when people when police officers kill unarmed black men, they do it and see if you will stand down. And if you stand back and stand down, they keep doing it. So it's not permissible. So that's why I'm assigning names. In an interview with this girl, Gloria Velez, and I'll address you in a second too, you said you have no issues with the LGBTQIA. When you say that before you even say another word, that is your disclaimer to tell us the issues that you have. That's like when white people say, I ain't got no problems with, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And now we about to hear them. You go on to say, love who you love, do what you do. I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman is a woman, and there were only two genders. Now, you could identify as a goldfish if you feel like, but I don't care. That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not going to call you a goldfish. Then you went on to say, we need to go back to the old days. I feel like parents have almost forgotten what role of a parent is. If your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, and you just let him rock like that, he's 5. Let the 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, what he's going to do. I'm not even going to read no more. First of all, your number one job as a parent is to stay with your family, but you cheated on your wife with them strippers and had them babies on her, and then you left your family. So you didn't do your number one job as a man, as a parent. You did what my daddy did. You dropped off and then you moved on because you have a sexual problem.
But what does that have to do with what he was talking about? What does that have to do with what Neo was talking about as far as he doesn't agree with all of that? Now he's getting into a personal thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Me, I'm mixed. My mother's so white, she don't know the difference between cocaine and baby powder. Okay, you know that, MMC. So my thing is,
Stop talking about your mama
I
like
remember
that.
in the police report, I get arrested, right? I put white, and they made me change it. And I'm telling them, man, I'm man, shit, my grandmother's whiter than you. Okay, they didn't accept that, and this was that long ago. So my, and it's just okay. And I joke about it, but it's not a joke. Okay, I say, I have some clients. I'll say, yeah, I'm Japanese today, and they, this motherfucker's crazy. So how you know what I'm trying to say? Do what you do, but just don't hurt nobody. Meaning don't mess with no kids.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so that goes into don't mess with no kids as far as let them do their thing. Like me. Okay, I'm not a swinger, but I deal with multiple women, right? That's not normal. So for me to try to make that normal, that is wrong. For me to
Right.
try to
That's
spread that
correct.
in my kids, that is wrong. I tell my kids, live the life not that I live. And I explain to them also. I don't just tell them, I also explain to them. So this is the thing. If you want to, and I don't have a problem with even alphabet crew raising kids. You feel me? But don't push it into the kids where this is right and that's wrong. My lifestyle is the right
Yeah.
way, which I've seen that happening.
Yeah.
Now that's wrong.
Yeah.
And if it's not, let me know in the comments. But as far as I want to hear the rest of the because I haven't heard this. I was sent to this, and Lou, I heard it was like, man, he's way off, but he's a zesty kind of guy anyway. I used to watch him a little bit. But yeah, he definitely gets. I call it a little high strung.
Yeah.
Some of them they feel, they just want, and if they don't agree with something, they want to fight you, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
you know, and then they'll call you uncivilized, So, and this is just case that look at the rhetoric that he's going into, or going into the personal. Oh, you was cheating on your wife, and what the hell that got to do with
allegedly a sexual health problem, allegedly. Okay, your sex addiction made you show that you weren't a good parent. And you know what? I didn't even write on you for them, and I got daddy issues. I let you live because I have respect for you as an artist. I didn't get too personal. See, when y'all drop your dirty stuff, I don't come to the internet and talk about you. Those of you beating up your girlfriends, throwing them down the stairs when they're pregnant, in your teen years. Listen, I let you all live. Why? Because I don't go there with you. Paying to suck your little. That's pedophilia, okay? But I let you live, marrying pedophiles, all types of weird going on in the straight community. But here we are talking about children, talking about us, okay? Don't mistake gay and lesbian, trans to no goldfish. What the you mean? What the you mean? That was some ignorant, Neo. That was some ignorant. Worry about who the tucking your kids in at night when you all these other random. Now, let me talk about TK Kirkland. You said we shouldn't have Pride Month. You sound like white people when they say we shouldn't have affirmative action. You sound like white people when they say we shouldn't have Black History Month. You sound like white people when they question why we have Juneteenth. You the same sitting around asking for 40 acres and a mule, but where all that energy at when it's time for us to talk about the gay community? We different than you. Half the your community sucking anyway.
Wow.
Got Dwight Howard in interviews defending his sexuality when he's asking for pics, but did I go and write on him? No. In fact, I DM'd him trying to look out for him to make sure he was good because I don't out people. Okay?
Just did.
Now, Gloria Velez, I went to your Instagram. You Puerto Rican. When Trump was throwing y'all paper towels and putting your cousins in cages in Mexico, we had your back. It's always the gay community that fights for you. When they say that you as a woman, white men, when they say you as a woman shouldn't be able to have reproductive rights, it's me and gay people standing for you saying it's a woman's choice. I've even said it's not a trans woman's position to say what a woman should do with their body. I'm always right in supporting the right situations. But you know what? Y'all so busy parenting everybody else. How many people, how many kids have you let go? How many kids do you take care of? Worry about your own families. But see, here's the deal, and this is my issue with Gloria. She's peddling the homophobia. Just like when Jess Hilarious said what she said in response to that trans video, if you go back and watch the whole video, in fact, me and T.S. Madison get into it today on the Jason Lee Show, go check that out. You guys take bits and pieces of your issues that we also agree with, and you peddle homophobia by wrapping it all up and putting a bow of homophobia on it. Mad because people think you look like a trans man because your man is leaving you for. Stop being mad at the that you can't control.
He's not talking about that. That's his. Anybody seeing this, they realize, yeah, he's not talking about that. And going into all of these evil, steps that you want to take, and I start calling people out. You're just making your community, look weaker and weaker because. Bottom line, really though, hold on. Really, it is a male and a female, and you forget when you're being gay, you're being the opposite. Okay, whether it's lesbian or gay, let's really break it down, right? It's male and female, right? So being the way you are, just like I explained, okay? I would say I'm a swinger, or I have an open relationships. You feel me? That doesn't mean you're still okay, even though, and you talk to people. Talk to Bruce Jenner. He tell you he's still a man. That's his lifestyle. Okay, let's accept that. And but as far as the kid thing, and that's where I don't get it. I don't get it. Not to mention, okay, do you let your kid go out to the bar, to the clubs like that at 12, 13 years old? You think that's acceptable? Okay, so but here it is.
It's illegal.
No, but I'm saying no, but that's their fight. Okay, they give them their choice and everything, and what that does is, and I see it with the kids. Look at Will Smith's kids, allegedly, who he basically said, since they were kids, let them decide whatever they want. Even they say they regret it. Okay, my friend who got big boobs soon as she was 18, she had her mom sign. She signed and got them. Now she regrets it. Okay, damn near 30. She regrets. I should have waited. And this is, think about it. People in their 20s. Think about when you was 15. People at your 25. 35. Think about how you was thinking when you was 20. You had a different mindset. You look at things like, man, if I could go back, I would do this different. So what's the difference of a 10 to a 14-year-old kid that's thinking about, I want to do this sex change, and then once it's done, you can reverse it, but you can reverse it. It's not the same, not at all. So this is it's like, it's real simple, but they're making it complex.
Yeah.
And they're going, throwing the apples and the oranges.
Well, one thing I have to say,
throw me up on the. Well, I'm going to tell all you just hit me up on the DMs, trying to suck me off. Like, whoa.
One thing I know a lot of gay people, okay, and they don't act like that at all, and they wouldn't even want to be associated with someone that acts like that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So that is for people that are not in that don't are not around groups like that. That's that a person acting like that is an exception. Okay. Yes. Because if you could work with people, and stuff like that, or who you live nearby, or go to church with, and everything else, and it's nothing like that. You have, everyone knows people that get negative, right? Oh my God, it's too hot out here. It's a beautiful day, but you're always gonna have someone that's complaining. It's too hot. It's too muggy. Oh my God, this is too many people around. Oh, the coffee doesn't taste right. You're gonna always have people, that are unhappy and complain about everything. Yeah. And they're never going to be satisfied. So they're going to always throw shade whenever they can, and then throw digs. I call it digs, right? This had what Neil had nothing. Neil said nothing about this person, and all of a sudden now, because he didn't like what he said, what Neil said, he's now throwing out his kids.
I think Jason Lee likes to be shoot. He wasn't wrong. But
it's like, whoa.
You seen the hands, all of that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, where did that all come from?
I get it. Hey, do you? But you're jumping in lanes. Not he feels he's defending.
But Neil,
There's no need for let. But here's Neo. He made an apology, right? But then he came back. Okay, and he takes back.
I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls. Okay, that's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question. Okay, I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love you.
That's right. That's right, Neo.
Like
Hold
they
it
say,
down.
peace out.
Yeah, he'll be I gotta
He'll
go
be fine.
in October.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get SB on this show. He's gonna be rocking. He comes to the
Yeah.
state fair up in Phoenix. So
That's
hopefully I
crazy.
cross paths with Neo.
But I'm glad he stood his ground.
No,
You
yeah,
know, 'cause
everybody
people take-
needs to. No,
it's
especially
a shame.
alphabet community.
Yeah.
They need to start
But like
stepping
I
up.
said
A
again,
lot of people don't
they
agree.
have to stand up against this person, because when someone acts like that, that affects the whole group, how people look at the whole group. Does everybody act like that? No. They don't. They don't.
Yeah, he's giving a bad
No.
look. You know, Jason Lee
Yeah.
definitely.
No, that's not no.
But like he said, he
No.
has issues. You know, he has daddy issues. So you know, a lot of self-hate is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, not saying if you're gay, you know, you're dealing with self-hate. Is just,
And that's why it's good to have
majority,
therapy.
a lot of them,
It's good
is
to have
self-hate.
therapy. And
You know, I've come across, you know, a lot of in that community that they go both ways. So to me, they're bi, okay,
Right.
in denial. You have a lot of them that are in
Some,
denial.
yeah.
In that way, I'm saying. So
Right.
like I said, it's a whole clusterfuck of
Yeah.
thing.
But like I
And-
said, to me, look, I have a lot of friends that are gay, and we're cool. We're cool. They know how I live. I know how
MFC,
they
that's
live.
that's a homophobic talking point. They say, right?
I guess I am a
all
homophobic.
my friends is you know how a racist person. The first
Yeah,
thing
like you
that's-
said, you start out like
my best friend is black. I named my dog Toby.
But
You know,
it's like,
so-
no, but you have people that say, oh,
No,
I'll never
but MFC,
I'll never let a gay
even
person
if you
in
were.
my house.
No, but
We're
hold
not
on.
like, at least, please, New York, we don't play that. But again, like I said, for
No, but even
the
if you
drama,
were,
for the people
even
that
if
get
you were,
drama,
that's your
that get
opinion.
that take it off the thing. Let me tell you, people that's one thing I have to say. Gay people will put that kind of person in check real quick. They don't, there's no filter on their mouth. They'll go, if you're getting salty, they give it right back to you. They're not going to be docile at all. Okay. And that's one
Hey,
thing. They're going to tell you, that outfit don't look good. And you
No,
you need 2 sizes up, that foundation is not working for you. Okay. They're going to tell you, they're going to tell you, nah, that's not good. And
No, that's why it's messed up what they had to go through. That's without
it's true. I agree.
It's
I
messed
totally
up. This
agree.
is all new. I get it. That's why we're all fumbling. We don't know. But as far as trying to change the whole gender thing and everything, like, come on now.
Yeah,
You know,
that I
you,
have.
you know what? You was born with a wee wee. You a goddamn man.
Yep.
You born
Yep.
with a vagina. You a female. Now, if you want to mess
Yep.
around and do what the cosplaying or whatever, then do that. But
Yeah.
as far as you trying to take and then taking the part where even the sports, going into the sports and
Yeah.
overriding that.
That's why so many sports
I feel
now are
bad.
stopping.
I got a daughter that's being a track star. So what for a man that has a different anatomy, you're built totally different.
And
you know.
larger lungs.
No, yes, no, but all around
Larger lungs.
stronger. You
Yep.
got these guys getting in wrestling, messing these girls up.
Yeah.
I just seen a guy playing rugby with these girls, sending them to the hospital, and they
Yeah.
were still supporting him.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
like
they're pushing it to if you're male and you change to a female, then you have to change. You have to stay on the male part. They're not going to let you
that's what it's
compete.
supposed to be. No, yeah, do
Yeah,
what you.
because
This is
your
this
bone
like
structure,
okay,
your lung
everybody doesn't dress
capacity,
the same. Okay, so
your
for me to
strength
tell
is
you,
entirely different.
you're dressing urban. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't dress that way, which they do to a degree. Think about it. You have workplaces where you can't dress a certain way, right?
Right.
They have casual day on Friday, or so
right.
And you know to follow those rules.
Yeah,
Same thing.
They're dressed down
Oh,
Fridays.
yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
You want to, you know what I'm saying? Just because you the way you are, okay, boom, that's being accepted. That's already, done
Yeah.
with. Okay. You could run the streets, you could put a dress on and all that. But as far as now getting it to where you want to make it normalcy, where you can go into a school and you don't even have heterosexuals twerking like that. I think you would get arrested. You go and they actually, I'm gonna pull it up, but they got footage of they bring in a portable pole and they're twerking. Like what in the goddamn craziness is this?
And that again. That's why it goes back to communities. The communities go into these schools and stuff. They're not going to have that in their schools. That's why I always tell people, look, it's hard the way things are. So many people are working more than one job, so they can't always go to their PTA meetings and things like that. But I always tell all parents, somebody got to either take a half a day off or something to make sure what's going on in your school. So because your child is there, you're leaving your child there 5 days a week or all those 8 hours a day or longer. You need to know exactly what's going on so you could be part of that to make sure that it's something you agree with or you don't agree with, that you have a say so.
Yeah, but MFC, the laws of for example, the laws of abusing your kid, right? Like how you chastise your kid, they even with social services, it has changed through the years. That had nothing to do with the schooling, you know what I mean, with the school system. That had something to do with basically the laws, your government.
Right. It had to do with the laws. But what I'm saying is the way, unfortunately, now things have changed just in the last few years, that's why so many people have taken their kids out of public school, because they're not agreeing with what the public schools are doing with their
Plus
kids.
teaching them. Come on, we hear what's going on with the Black studies. It's all around in that factor. No, you're totally right there. You definitely need to.
That's why kids
do
are
that
either
anyway.
being homeschooled or they're going into private schools.
Yeah.
Because the private schools are not following those curriculums at all, and you as a parent, okay, you don't want somebody else to have control of what's happening to your children's body or as their mind. They're young, they're absorbing. So, it's called indoctrination. Okay. You're a parent, you want to have a say so. You demand to have a say so. Okay, and that's still, for now anyway, it's still your right. So yes, so that's why I always say, when parents get involved or somebody, if the parent can't go, if there's a godparent or a grandparent or aunt, uncle, how aunts and uncles jump to the, you just get that phone call and the aunt and uncle's right there, right? So sometimes they may have to do, it's like, you're in a team and someone, like in wrestling, what do you do that you tap off when you have partners, tag teams, tag the person in, they get in and, and then you go and it's definitely, I'm sorry, that's woo. So, but again, no, Neo didn't do anything wrong.
No, he didn't.
And this other person took it way out the other realm. And I am very, very sure, okay, that someone from his community will either get him on the back channel or go face to face with him, like, you shouldn't have done that, and whatever case is, or they probably already have reached out to Neo to say, look, you didn't do anything wrong, stand by what you.
Yeah,
and like he said, he's not 17 years old. He said he's 40 something years old. He's grown. He's a grown parent. He's
even if he's 17, he got his opinion. That's his opinion.
Yeah, he has his even at 17. But being in his 40s, he's been, he has experience.
Yeah.
So his opinion, I mean, everyone's opinion counts. But of course, you're looking at a 17 that's still getting things together versus someone in their 40s, they got it. So.
Yes, it's a Wednesday hump day. Everybody enjoy your day. Thanks for coming.
Wait, no, slow. Wait. Roll it back. I want to say something before we go, please. Okay, this is off the subject, but I need to I know everyone's been talking about this Montgomery thing, but I wanted to bring some stuff just to the table real quick before you guys go. I found out last night that the owner of the riverboat, okay, who's a female, fired her crew.
Okay.
The crew people that were fighting. She
All
fired
right.
them. So now everyone's getting involved in the sense that for lawyers and stuff to get, you know, to contact them and stuff like that. They don't know. And the person that was attacked, he was the co-captain. He wasn't a security guard. He was a co-captain of the ship. While the captain was on the riverboat, you know, over the PA, telling the guy, you know, get the boat out of there, you know, stuff like that. You know, so he wasn't a security guard. So that's the other clarity. The other thing too is that they already have up now the people's name and businesses. So in Selma, and what they're doing is they're having people boycott. They say, don't do no riot. They're asking them to go there to protest and not buy. If you stop buying from them, the business will have to close down and say, this is, you know, we're not going for this. Okay, so it's 2 or 3 businesses that they've posted out there in the internet. So, but I just wanted to say that, yeah, these people, for helping their co-worker, the owner of the riverboat fired some of her people. So, yep.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that. But that's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
people
like,
need to
you
stay
know,
on code. This is exactly what happens when people jump and stay on code. You know, that's what they need to do. But
Yeah.
yes, enjoy your day. Like and subscribe. Enjoy the day. We out of
Winning
here.
Cypher. Yes.
Yes.
Be safe, everybody.
Be safe and make sure you stay away from all the crazy people on the planet Earth. And fight for your right. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. You gotta make sacrifices sometimes.
Yeah, check it. He's back. I got people want my life like it's a retail, while others lie in their raps cause they know that the street sells. I'm such a complete drill, structure in the game, and I play it by the rule cause I study the detail. My mind is a deep cell, locked in a cheap cell, molded as a kid to get busy and ring bells. See sort of a seashell that is the jack be nimble. So many colorful phrases that's to tap the middle. It's actually simple, be chill, relax your temple. I remember back in the days we used to crash the rentals. Nowadays people they scam while others measuring grams. It's angles to the game, but it's really a single plan. Cause I'm really a simple man. Don't hide it, I took a stand. A menace to the game, got these cowards hiding their hands. It's the bottle that holds the sand. It's a test of time. I'm laying claim to the throne, so the rest must die. Yes, it's I, CK, the best outside. And my soldier moving with Dre, so bring your vests outside. Out here thinking people is real until they testify. Instrumental, reach wrong, I pop it, pimple. Leave a hole in your face so they can spot the dimple. First I'm killing the top, then we can start the ripple. And you can save all the words, cause them thoughts is fickle. Results on brickle, the play the haters want some pickles. I got people want my life like it's a retail, while others lie in their raps cause they know that the street sell. I'm such a complete drill, structure in the game, and I play it by the rule cause I study the detail. My mind is a deep cell, locked in a cheap cell, molded as a kid to get busy and ring bells. See sort of a seashell that is the jack be nimble. So many colorful phrases that's to tap the middle.
These seconds, minutes, hours got me thinking about days. No longer just a dog who was caught in a cage. I simply simplified it in the simplest ways. I'm a sun that burned so brightly that you needed some shade. I'm a diamond with a heart who lived the life of a spade. Screaming hybrid in the club while the bubbly sprayed. Never went to special ed, but I had it all made. Never had a graduation, but completed my grade. Never been a cockroach, but I got caught in the raid. The internet is like a virus, but I'm more like a plague. Plagiarism to my book, but I altered the page. But I let you act as act, so I gave you the stage. You niggas chat like